8. I'd like to start with the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence. Flags right over here. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right. First thing on the agenda here, I'd like to get a motion to approve the amended agenda presented. So moved. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? All right, motion carries. Okay, moving forward, we've got a handful of people here tonight. I don't have anybody written down for public comment, so we're going to move forward into the public hearing. So I would like to recess our current regular meeting and open up the public hearing. This is a project hearing and second preliminary determination hearing. If you are interested in speaking at the hearing, please make sure that you have signed the sign-in sheet. It was at the back of the room. I now have it up here. So if anybody does want to sign that, you're welcome to. You're going to state your name and address as well. After the presentation by the administration and its advisors, there will be an opportunity for those of the public to make comments about the project. At the hearing, we will ask that each person limit their comments to 3 minutes and that the topic be limited to the proposed project under consideration. The notice of this preliminary determination hearing was published as legally required. The first preliminary determination hearing was held on May 11th of 2026. At this time, I will ask Dr. Moore, Delphi Superintendent, to explain the purpose of this hearing. Dr. Moore.
Pursuant to Indiana Code 20-26-7-37, before a school corporation may spend more than $1 million to build, repair, or alter a school building that will be financed by a lease or bonds, it must hold a public hearing at which explanations of the potential value of the project to the school corporation and community are given. Similarly, pursuant to Indiana Code 6-1.1-20-3.1, a school corporation must hold 2 public hearings and adopt a resolution to preliminarily determine to issue bonds or enter a lease for a project which has a total cost in excess of a non-controlled project, or if the school corporation has a debt service fund tax rate above a certain amount. These public hearings and the adoption of resolutions are the very beginning of the legal process. These resolutions establish the maximum financial terms for the proposed project.
Okay. This time we will now hear from Superintendent Dr. Moore again about the process of determining and communicating the project to the community and the need for the project.
As I shared during the first hearing, over the past year, our school corporation has engaged in a comprehensive and intentional process to assess our facilities, identify priorities, and plan for the future of our school district. The work began with a full facilities assessment in partnership with Performance Services. Through this process, we evaluated the condition of our buildings, infrastructure, and systems across all campuses. This allowed us to clearly identify both immediate needs and long-term improvements required to maintain safe, functional, and high-quality learning environments. The total for all the projects was assessed to be around $50 million. Again, that was the facility assessment, not what I'm asking us to approve or spend. That was the assessment of all the needs. In addition to the facilities assessment, we aligned this work with our broader district planning efforts and gathered input from administration, from staff. We also worked to keep everyone informed through ongoing discussions and meetings to ensure transparency throughout the process. Through this work, several key priorities emerged, and the projects included in this bond reflect those needs moving forward. So infrastructure and system upgrades, things such as HVAC upgrades, boiler replacements, chiller work, along with window and roofing repairs to address aging systems across multiple buildings. student programming and early childhood, outdoor learning spaces, new playground equipment, learning environment enhancements, projects such as athletic renovations, bathroom, partition replacements, interior facility improvements, site and operational improvements, parking lot repairs, sidewalk improvements, and other maintenance needs. Technology systems, investments in infrastructure such as backup internet to strengthen reliability, communication, and safety across our district. This plan reflects a multi-year phased approach across 2026 through 2028, allowing us to prioritize needs while maintaining fiscal responsibility. And of course, at every step, our goal has been to ensure we're not only maintaining our buildings, but also creating environments where students feel safe, supported, and prepared for success. So this proposed bond allows us to move forward with those priorities in a responsible and transparent way while continuing to invest in the future of our students and our community.
All right, thank you. Okay, we will now hear from Stiefel Nicholas and Company Incorporated, our underwriter, about how the proposed project will be financed, as well as information about the effect on the typical property taxpayer. And we have Luke from Stiefel here tonight. Welcome, Luke.
Good evening. Luke Frugman with Stiefel. We serve as bond underwriter for the school corporation. Have a couple of slides here just to show how we're going to layer this financing into the school corporation's current debt payments and how we're able to do this without increasing taxes. So on the first slide here is the school corporation's outstanding debt payments. You can see there's 6 outstanding bond issues. In the next couple of years, you'll see the 25 GO bonds pay off, and that really gives us the ability to do this without increasing taxes and stay within the school corporation's current debt service levels. That translates to the current debt service fund levy, and that's ultimately what the school corporation's ask is on an annual amount to repay the outstanding bond issues that they have. The drop from 2026 to 2027 as some debt retires, to get a levy in place for 2027, we have to close on a bond issue by 2026. But this is really our starting point for structuring any new bond issues. In blue would be the proposed 2026 borrowing of up to $12,980,000. So you'll see 2 things here. One, for the next couple of years, we're going to maintain the school corporation's current debt service levy, so not go above what we're currently asking. But then also we're leaving capacity for future projects. We know as a school corporation, there's ongoing needs that schools have. So we want to be mindful of the fact that we're not hamstringing the school corporation in the future for any capital needs that you may have. The last slide is the maximum legal parameters. Again, when my colleague Chad presented last month, there were no resolutions set forth. Really, the only difference is these numbers will be set forth in resolutions that are set forth in front of you tonight. The maximum borrowing amount of the bonds, as I mentioned, is $12,980,000. Estimated cost of issuance and professional fees of $270,000, leaving hard and soft project costs available for $12,710,000. Estimated interest rates of 3 to 6%. If we sold bonds today, we're closer to 4%. This is really the first step in the legal process. So we do try to be conservative early on and set these maximum parameters. Maximum term is 20 years, and you'll see the estimated total interest cost at 6% there of just over $8.5 million. The maximum payment the school corporation can make in any given year is $3,650,000 for this project. You simply divide that by the school corporation's net assessed value, you get a max impact of 46 cents. However, as I showed in the previous slide, the school corporation has debt that is falling off. So the actual net increase is $0 because the school corporation has that debt falling off. A couple other ratios, again, that'll be in your resolution tonight. The first one's just the school's max payments as a percentage of your net assessed value, and that's 0.51%. And then the direct and overlapping debt as a percentage of your net assessed value is just taking in all of the other municipal entities' property tax backed debt and yours as a percentage of your net assessed value, and that's 4.65%. So that's all that I have. I'm happy to answer any questions from the administration or the board.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, After that nice explanation from Luke, I would like to now open the public hearing for public comment. As I mentioned earlier, we ask that you state your name and address, limit your comments to the proposed project and financing. Also keep any comments to 3 minutes and avoid being repetitive if possible. I do have the sign up sheet up here. Was there anybody here tonight that did not get signed up that would like to? Okay. So on the sign up sheets, I do have several people in attendance, but I have no one that wishes to speak tonight. So I just want to thank everyone who participated in this hearing. We appreciate your time and interest in the projects and the future of our community. Please note that this is just the first step in the legal process. The board will continue to work with the administration and its professionals to look for efficiencies to conserve tax dollars while meeting our educational needs. So at this point, we will exit the public hearing, and then this will be brought to the board for a vote here later in the meeting. So now I'd like to resume the regular scheduled meeting. So looking at number 4 on the agenda tonight, I'd like to get a motion for consent items 4A through U as presented. That includes A being the minutes for the May 11th, 2026 meeting. 4B, the minutes for the first preliminary determination hearing on May 11th. C, the monthly and payroll claims. D, the approval of monthly financial report as submitted by the treasurer, as well as E through U, which includes some resignations, new hires, retirements, and a couple of fundraisers on there, as well as a couple field trips. So I'd like to get a motion to discuss 4A through U as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or discussions on anything from A through U?
I see that Mrs. Hoffman is transferring to 4th grade. Who will be taking her section in 3rd grade? Is that-
They're interviewing right now for that.
I see. So will this be a new hire? Or-
Not sure yet. It has not been decided.
Any other questions? Okay. All in favor of 4A through U as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. I'd like to also welcome Brandy Shifla aboard. She's obviously been aboard as an administrator, but she has accepted the DCES principal position. She is here tonight, so we just want to congratulate her on that and let her know how excited we are about that. Now, if you want to say something, I'll give you that chance right now. I don't want to catch you off.
I'm just very excited,
Awesome.
very excited.
All right. Well, we're excited to get that transition into place. So, all right. We're moving forward to the reports. Mr. Dale, do you have anything from Mr. Dale on the athletics report?
Nope. If you have any questions.
Those are just the typical reports we have right now for him. Now we are moving forward to Dr. Moore with her superintendent's report.
Well, we had graduation that happened May 30th. Seems so long ago, but it was fantastic. It was a beautiful day. We're very proud of our graduation rate and just very thankful for, we have a wonderful counseling department as well as the administration who worked hard to see those students across the stage. The goal for Indiana is 95% graduation rate in last year and this year as well. We anticipate, it's not certified yet, but we will be past that goal. So very proud of that. I also want to highlight just a couple things that I did share in my State of the Schools for those that were there for the chamber. That we do, we're very proud that with CTE, just want to acknowledge that we do have many students that are involved with CTE. And according to Jess Warlacker, who's part of our Indian Trails Cooperative, she shared that we have 25% or more of our students walking away with 9 or more credits, dual credits. So that's very exciting for CTE. Just want to highlight that. And of course, wanting to continue to grow in that area. Summer school's happening right now. So school is still happening, right? We graduate kids and then we start summer school. So that's happening at the high school here and at the elementary school. That will conclude on June 22nd. Also, just want to thank the food service department who've been working hard at providing free meals. I know we've been trying to advertise that, in our community, free meals here at the elementary school and at the high school. That's from 11:50 to 12:50. Tell all your friends. We're trying to advertise on Facebook and everywhere. Was very excited about the State of the Schools event on Friday. It was nice to present along with Carol and share all the great things happening in our community, with our community. And so that was a wonderful event. And we clearly have a lot of work happening with performance services. I'm sure as you drive around our campuses, just very excited about all the things that are happening. To highlight a couple of those things, again, we have new HVAC and gym lighting at Camden, the child care facility at DCES, the renovated outside main entrance at the middle school. That's why we're here tonight, with the secure entryway and relocation of offices. At the high school, if you try to go in the little theater, it is very full right now because everything was moved out of the band room, updated band room with the lockers and carpeting. And I heard they might put some paint on there as well, so that's great. Boardroom creation and corporate office renovations at the corporate office building. So very excited for all of the things to come. And really, a lot of those things will be wrapped up by the end of summer so that our teachers can get back into their spaces. But we will still have some projects that will continue through September. And those projects will be impacting the corporate office, which is fine. The corporate office staff has a home at the Maintenance and Transportation Building. Thank you, Laura and Chris, for welcoming us there. So we will still have some projects that will continue through the fall, as well as the middle school entrance. But we are working to ensure we have other entrances, but we're just gonna reroute some traffic and student entry, so we'll be prepared for that. Also excited about the child care center. We put out some posters. You might see them around the city and in different spaces about how we're enrolling. So we're excited that many people are showing interest. So if you know someone who may be interested, please tell them about our new child care center. I will also continue to advertise on social media. Also, we're still accepting students preschool age 4 by August 1st at Camden. So also still enrolling there. Excited for our admin team to come together, principals, assistant principals. We have a retreat plan for June 23rd. We're gonna be diving deep into our strategic plan and make sure we're making progress on our goals. And I did want to end by saying that I just want to let the Carroll community know that Carroll Consolidated School Corporation, that our hearts are with them. We feel horribly about the fire that happened this past weekend and the student that they lost. And so I did reach out to their superintendent and say we're here for them if they need anything. But I just wanted to acknowledge that our neighbor and say that our hearts are with them and we're thinking of them. And that's it for me.
All right, thank you. Okay, lots going on currently and a lot more going on here tonight. So let's get into new business. I'd like to get a motion to discuss 6A and B. 6A being the Best Buy business. This is Surface Pro procurement for the high school and middle school math department, as well as 6B, the annual Microsoft license agreement renewal for the 2026-2027 calendar year.
Second.
Dr. Moore.
Joe, our tech director, of course, is always assessing the needs and wants of various teams. I know he's been in conversation with the high school, middle school math department for quite some time in looking at what devices would work best for them with their teaching. I know they're very excited about the Surface Pros, and it allows them to walk around the room, teach, work out the problems on the board, have them displayed for the students to be able to follow the work. I've seen it in action. It definitely seems as if it's going to be really beneficial to both teacher and student. So that is the recommendation to purchase those. And then the Microsoft license agreement, that's really something we can't live without. I would say a regular purchase. And unfortunately, our agreement's out, so we're renewing.
Any questions on any of those two items? Both being tech items. Okay. All in favor of 6A and B as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries. All right, 6C, I'd like to get a motion to discuss Kidder Media, the balance for the spring newsletter.
Second.
Dr. Moore?
This was, hopefully everyone received them in their mailboxes. This would just be the balance of the newsletter that you approved, the first portion last month. So just asking for your approval for the second half.
Any questions or comments? All in favor of 6C, the Kidder Media balance from the spring newsletter, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. Okay, let's see here. I'd like to get a motion for 6D and 6E, both being in, about stipends. The first one, 6D, a cell phone stipend, such benefits offered, paid by DCSC. And then also 6E, corp testing coordinator and district safety specialist stipend. I'd like to get a motion to discuss 6D and E. Dr. Moore?
So D, this isn't any change, not asking for a change, requesting a change. This is typical stipends that have been provided in the past. Just asking for your approval to meet requirements from State Board of Accounts. That's all. And then corporation testing coordinator and district safety specialist, this is new. So I am asking for 2 staff members to be compensated who serve in this role in district level positions because of the amount of work that it requires beyond their position.
Any questions?
I just want to get clarification, I guess. On the cell phone, that what I'm looking at, there's also dental, health, vision on that thing. Are we approving that too?
That is the same as it's always been. There's no
Okay, but
change.
we're approving the health, the vision.
Correct, for State
Okay,
Board of
I
Accounts
need to
purposes.
stay because I'm actually on that program, so.
Okay.
Anyone else? Okay. All right, all in favor of 6D and E as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. All right, 6F, I'd like to get a motion to discuss the Solution Tree Professional Development Services. Second. Dr. Moore?
As I have shared previously about our work with professional learning communities and the things that we're focusing on, with academics and collaboration, this would be for professional development, and the entire amount that I'm asking your approval for is funded through our Title II grants. It's grant funds.
Okay. All in favor of 6F, approving the Solution Tree Professional Development Services, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. Okay, 6G, I'd like to get a motion to discuss the Scholastic Classroom magazines for the 2026-2027 school year for the elementary school. So moved. Dr. Moore?
So this is something that Mr. Hawk has been having conversations with staff to see, what their needs and wants are for the upcoming school year. And this is something that the staff felt strongly that they feel will supplement their curriculum. I do feel the resource is great in terms of reading and supporting reading. And so he's asking for the approval for those magazines.
Any other questions or comments on that? Okay. All in favor of the approval of the Scholastic Classroom magazines for the elementary school for the 2026-2027 school year, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries. Okay, 6H, I'd like to get a motion to discuss IXL Learning Site License for the DCES.
So moved. Second.
Dr. Moore.
So just as we approved for the middle school, asking your approval for the elementary school to utilize this program. It's very individualized, meets students' needs. Feel very strongly that it really does help make students grow in the areas of math, ELA, for grade 4 science, because that's what they're assessed on, and grade 5 social studies. And by saying assessed on, that would be in addition to math and ELA at the state level. So I think this is a great tool to really help support teachers in the classroom. I know they feel strongly about it as well. Yes, do I?
I'm assuming those quantities are just estimated.
Yes, and those quantities can be adjusted very easily. Middle school also have the, in case we get more students, we just call in, we can add on very easily a few more licenses. Or if a student leaves, we can also then use that license for another student.
Anything else? Okay. All in favor of 6H, approving the IXL Learning Site license for the DCES, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries. All right, moving forward to 6I. I'd like to get a motion to approve the board consideration of the project resolution to discuss.
Second?
Dr. Moore, do you have any extra input on that?
Yeah, just want to summarize again the project resolution. So the project resolution is required when the school is planning to spend more than $1 million per building. It contains the estimated hard and soft construction costs and the cost of issuance and establishes the total project cost. And it also contains the estimated tax impact. So that's an overall summary.
Any more questions or comments on that? Okay. All in favor of 6I, approving the board consideration of project resolution, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. Okay, I'd like to get a motion for 6J. This would be the consideration of approval for the board of the preliminary determination resolution.
So moved. Second?
Dr. Moore.
The preliminary determination resolution is required when a school is planning to finance more than a certain amount for a given facility. It contains the total project cost, maximum annual payment and lease term, and other financial terms such as the estimated principal amount and tax impact.
Okay. All in favor of 6J, the board consideration of the preliminary determination resolution, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. Okay, 6K, I'd like to get a motion to discuss the approval of the board consideration of reimbursement resolution.
So moved.
Second?
Dr. Moore.
Reimbursement resolution relating to the financing of the construction project. This resolution permits the school corporation to reimburse itself from bond proceeds for any cash which it might spend on the project prior to the closing on the bonds. It's required by federal tax law in order to preserve the school corporation's ability to reimburse itself.
Okay. All in favor of 6K, the board consideration of reimbursement resolution, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries. 6L, I'd like to get a motion to discuss the Sharp School services for the DCSC corp office and boardroom offices.
Second.
Dr. Moore.
Well, as we're renovating the spaces, looking to be able to furnish the boardroom space. So that would be for the audience members to be able to sit on the chairs that would be in the space that you would be sitting on. And then also that would carry into the corporate office area, and that would be for desks and chairs.
Any questions or comments on the?
To be honest with you, if we have to think what we have, I don't know if we'll survive moving back. It was falling apart. This is a company that we've worked with for many years. So I feel this is a very good estimate for what quote that they've given us.
Any questions or comments? Okay. All in favor of 6L, the approval of sharp school services for the DCSC corporate office and boardroom offices, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. Right, 6M, I'd like to get a motion to discuss the approval of the tuition rates for the Little Oracle Child Care Center. Dr. Moore.
We have spent, and I say we because a variety of people have really analyzed the rates, in our area. We've consulted with Purdue and their program and really gotten guidance from them as well as other child care centers throughout the state. So this is really where we've landed in terms of what we feel would be affordable for our families, our community, and also a discount for our staff in order to attract and retain staff members. So asking for your approval for those rates.
I think your staff members.
They will get a discount.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Yep,
Glad to see that.
yep,
Is the childcare going to be open year-round?
it will.
Summertime?
Yes, it
So
will.
just in
All
public
breaks,
enterprise
yep.
opportunity.
All breaks, and if we close school, they still will be open. Yep, thank you for asking that.
I had one question on the half-day rates. Half-day rates appear to be half price. Should those be higher since we're in a block, full-day spaces if we use half-days?
I think that's a good question, and I will tell you our focus is in filling full days and really just filling half days. So that's our intent, is not to fill up half days and then not have, yes. So it would be if we cannot fill our full, that is what we're planning to fill, so it's a good question.
We have it's probably in here. I didn't see the definition though for half a day, but just kind of curious if that's just, 4 hours or less, or obviously the hours are broader
So the half,
possibly.
yeah, the half day is 6:30 to 12 or 11 to 5, the time slots.
Thank you.
Any other input on tuition rates? Okay. All in favor of 6M, the proposed tuition rates for the Little Oracle Child Center, say aye. Child Care Center, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. Okay, down to 6N, I'd like to get a motion to discuss Perfecto painting, that's football field restrooms and interior floor, as well as 6O, the CIH football field restrooms partitions. Second. Dr. Moore.
And I'm gonna hand it over to Chris, who will talk about the project.
So I feel like the building down there has not been painted since it's been built, and it definitely needs some prettiness. So what we're looking at doing is painting black about shoulder height. Then 2 blocks above that will be gold, and then from there to the ceiling will be white, so you got good light reflection. And then if you approve that in the next step, we're going to start tomorrow demolishing this stalls so that the floors can be done. So that when we do get the new ones, if approved, fresh, clean floors, so it won't have like trace marks from the old partitions.
The painting's just the interior.
Yes. And it's only the men's and women's restroom. So it's not the locker rooms yet. Locker rooms, I want to try to do next year.
So this is basically a refresh on the football field men's and women's restrooms with some much needed updates to the stalls and partitions as well. Is that correct?
Yes, and during this last track season, someone had broke all the locks in the men's restroom and one of the doors was missing now.
Did we get bids on this as well?
What's that?
Did we get other bids?
I just got these from Tecton, the company that's done work for us before. They recommended this company. And I just reached out to them and they were pretty quick on this. So if we do approve this, they will have this all done before our first home scrimmage.
How are the lights in there, okay? Are the lights okay?
We have a bunch of extra light fixtures from other projects, so we're gonna tackle that on our own. Anything else for Chris? All right, thanks, Chris.
Okay, all in favor of 6N and O for the Perfecto painting football field restrooms and CIH football field restroom partitions, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. 6P, I'd like to get a motion to discuss Kim search.
Dr. Moore?
Or Chris?
Yep.
So this is replacement glycol. We had some work done on the chiller plumbing. The shut-off valve was non-functional, so we had to drain the system. And this is just to replace the glycol. And if we do approve this, when we go to replace chillers in the future, I'm gonna save the containers so that we can save the glycol and we won't have to waste it to put it back into the system.
Is that 9 55-gallon drums? Is that what that is?
Any other questions? Okay. All in favor of 6P for Kim search, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. Moving on to 6Q, Sharp School Services, I'd like to get a motion to discuss the DCHS student desks.
Second. Dr. Moore?
So this is for new student desk here at the high school. Each building was given the job of replacing student and teacher desks. We need to update our furniture, and so that is the task they are carrying out, and so asking for your approval here at the high school.
Any
Are
questions?
these the same desks that we already approved for the other schools? Go through the same
They have their
company?
own themes, and some, they're trying to match. So no, if we purchased desks that the middle school has, they wouldn't match our high school. We have a theme.
Okay.
So.
I like a theme. I like a good theme.
But yes, the goal is to upgrade and have things match.
Were the 5 special desks, or those teacher desks?
Yes.
Okay.
Teacher desk and student desk.
Okay.
Good question. And this is through Sharp again, and really we'll have to start saying Meteor Education. They are owned by Meteor Education now, so. Still working with our same person though, and still getting the great quality service.
And we got that, I guess we ordered the middle school desk through here.
We did,
Right.
that is correct. Yep.
All in favor of 6Q, the approval of Sharp School Services, DCHS student desks, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries. All right, we've got a couple here from the maintenance department, so I'd like to get a motion to discuss 6R, the Benchmark DCHS chiller. This is invoice 1 and 2 for labor and materials. 6S, this is also from Benchmark for a boiler PM at the high school. 6T, Benchmark Camden for a water repair. And I would also like to do 6U, Fissel Electric, that was an additional electrical service to the charging station.
Second.
All right, Dr. Moore.
Chris will go over R, S, T, and then Laura can speak for you.
So the Benchmark chiller labor 1 and material 2, for whatever reason, their previous invoicing system was not logging. Like when they would come out, you'd see it, if you look at it, it says visit 1, 2, 8. It wasn't just creating invoices on those. So for some reason, over a year, this is why we have all these added up to this cost on those invoices. They have since switched to a new invoicing system. I went through every invoice that I've gotten from them to make sure that we're not double paying. So that's where we're at on that.
So for basically 2 years, we haven't paid things to them.
For this, yes.
And that says May 2024.
Correct.
And everything matches up, you clear out.
Yes, I went through it. I have every invoice I've ever gotten from them.
I'm just curious, you've basically got two rates here, $100 rate and $150 rate, same tech on two different rates. What do you know what the difference is on the rates?
Hang on a second. Which one is that? Let me see. Mark Blue?
Yeah, well,
April 16th, April 17th, 24, 25, the 150, by the others.
I'll have to question that, honestly.
I just wonder, it could be what they're doing, but it just seems odd that their hourly rate would be so different.
No, I get it. I'll follow up on that.
It's not a tip up in here because they charge the same amount down there on. So.
The only thing I see is that they only charge for 1 hour, so that might be their minimum is $150 to get here. Everything else above 1 hour drops.
That's a good point.
A lot of people have a minimum on travel.
I can still follow up.
That's probably it.
Yeah, and that's the only thing I can see that's different.
Business people.
Maybe after 8 hours, it starts full time, time and a half.
Okay, so that was information for 6R, and then you have 6S and T as well.
It's 6S, it's the boiler PMs that we did last winter. I do it every year, so we gotta keep them running.
And then there's also a water repair at Camden.
Yeah, so we had to redo all the plumbing for the mixing valve at Camden. It's been leaking for like 3 years currently. And it's just progressively gotten worse, so we just kind of had to get it fixed, so.
Any other
Will
questions?
that be, any of that addressed in doing it, Camden? I don't like the specificity, but.
This is a separate area. This is a mixing valve that's on the back of the kitchen, so it doesn't go ahead and do anything.
And that's not part of the space we're working on. So no, no. That could be true.
Hot water bill.
So this does negate the theory on that. Because they do have 150 for a 3 hour.
Oh, they do?
On the January 19th. Now, is that all labor, all related to that one leak?
No, so that's services they did on the chillers.
Well,
Are you
this
still
is-
talking about the chillers?
No, it's the
Camden.
water repair on DCSC. Looks like there's 9 trips over the course of 3 months.
John Warrington there, he's on the 9th for 3 hours at 150. He's also on the 19th for 10 hours for 100, so he must have been there 13 hours on that day.
Oh.
Two
Might
different
be
rates.
right about that is once it gets to a certain rate.
Yeah, that one there was like a 3 hour, then a 10 hour.
I do know he was battling with it sealing because it kept leaking on him after he got it soldered together.
Well, I don't want to speak for the board, but I would assume moving forward, we just need to know why they're charging us more per hour. I don't know that there's a whole lot we can do about it now due to the fact that these are previous repairs. I don't want, like I said, I don't want to speak for everybody, but that would be my thought.
I will be following up with him.
If we're due a credit, we'll get a credit.
Well, I mean, if there is a mistake there, they can always credit us if that's, is everybody all right with that?
Bill, you got paid.
I'm sure they could give us a list of their rates and what they charge for overtime and what they.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be great.
13 hours in there, that's pretty long. So
All right, Chris, thank you. Laura, you're up with the additional electrical service for the new charging station.
So our new charging station is on hold because the building is so old, we don't have adequate electrical service to it. So we need three-phase wiring ran through the building. And so they will have to, Duke will have to come out and run new wiring, doing trenching from a pole to the building to get three-phase wiring for the new electric system.
So Duke is not charging us at all. They're redoing the wiring, they're replacing 2 telephone poles. And then Bissell has to trench electrical 50 feet from that section or from that pole to where the charger is going to be for the base, for the meter, and for the panel for the charger.
Laura, is there any chance that's the issue with the old charger?
I don't think so. I would hope, but I doubt it.
It feels, it's odd to chase things away from you.
I did look into other charger options, but the other 2 options that are available are not as reliable or doesn't seem that they'll last as long as this one that we already approved to purchase. And they said that they're working with us on waiting for this electrical to be upgraded.
All right, any other questions for Chris or Laura? Well, okay.
Just one more on the, is there a date when they will have this completed by? Are we at their mercy, or is it something they can do, obviously before school starts, but?
Right, Chris has spoken to this,
I have no projected dates until we have approval, so.
Does that mean we have a bus sitting that is unusable?
it's been sitting for months now,
Just one, or how many do we
Plug in your
have that would be charging?
just the electric ones.
And then do we have more of those buses in the pipeline? We will not be canceling.
Not my intention. They're a lot more expensive. I've tried to, I've talked to the dealership about selling it, trading it.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of where I was going.
Nobody else wants it, that's the
Yeah.
problem.
Well, I feel like this is where it ends, right?
Right,
This is our last effort and we're moving on.
This was the electric bus that we got a pretty good deal on.
Yeah.
And clearly we kind of hiccups along the way with it, but
How
there's a
long
reason
do you
nobody
think
wants
we
to.
would, sorry. If I don't say it, I'll lose it. How long would you expect we would keep this bus?
we'll keep it, it doesn't have very many miles on it, but we've moved it out to a route where it will get a lot of miles on it. So I used to just drive it 6 miles a day in town. I drove it for the first 3 years. And now it's out on a county route where the driver lives here in town, so he drives it more than we used to. But it still doesn't have 30,000 miles on it. So we'll have it another probably 12 years. I would
Oh,
guess.
okay.
Batteries were
I
guaranteed
thought you were
for
gonna say
15 years.
2 years.
Right, no,
Okay.
I mean, unless somebody will trade me for it, that's out here. The price
You
will
hike
also
up the-
reflect that with the
hike
charger
up the
because,
cost.
right, then we won't. The electrical down at the bus barn needs to be upgraded anyway. There's some wiring
Right.
issues down
This
there.
could be dual purpose.
Right, it's gotta be upgraded at some point in time. Some of the tools that Henry would like to get later on down the road require more electricity, so it'll already be there.
Thank you, that's helpful.
We'll call it forward thinking. Thank you.
That's right.
All right. All in favor of 6R, S, T, and U as presented, say aye. Opposed? All right, motion carries. Okay, 6V, I'd like to get a motion to discuss the sale of the 2008 Dodge Charger, formerly the SRO vehicle at public auction.
So moved.
Laura?
So the engine on the old SRO car had an accident and it's no longer operational. The Carroll County Sheriff Department has graciously donated a new car to us. It's a 2021 Dodge Charger. It looks just like the old one. So we're just asking for permission to sell the old one on probably public surplus to get rid of it.
Okay.
That's incredibly great.
It was very gracious.
And so we've already approved the plating and, but, last month, I believe.
Just waiting on a VIN check from city officers, but other than that, I have the paperwork ready to go.
Okay. All in favor of 6V, the sale of the 2008 Dodge Charger former SRO vehicle at public auction, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. Thanks, Laura.
Did we send a thank you note for the donation?
I personally reached out.
And we publicly thank them about this.
We could take a picture of it when it's all done. That would be nice.
There you go.
Because there's putting some things on it. Yeah, that would be really nice. We'll take a picture.
Was
and
that the
send it.
city or the
That was the county.
County.
That was the county.
sheriff's
Yeah,
department?
I think that's a good idea. Thanks for the idea, Mike.
Okay, 6W, I'd like to get a motion to approve the job descriptions for Dean of Students, grades 6 through 8, the job description for lead teacher at the Little Oracles Child Care Center, and the job description for part-time assistant teacher at the Little Oracles Child Care Center. Oh, and sorry, I missed one. And the full-time float, Little Oracles Child Care Center as well.
Still so moved.
Second.
Dr. Moore?
So, the middle school, looking at meeting the needs for students and staff, and instead of hiring an assistant principal, the dean of students would be in place of that. In addition to that, the positions listed there, again, working with Purdue and other childcare experts to determine the positions and their roles and responsibilities. So those have been discussed at great lengths with experts in the field. So asking for your approval for all of those positions. Their job descriptions.
Any questions on this?
Are we, is this just for the position and then we're gonna, like, if we have 2 classrooms, you'll have 2 teachers?
Correct. This is to approve the job with the roles and responsibilities. Then we will post based on our
Or however
needs.
many we need.
Correct. We'll look at our numbers, and the goal right now, of course, is to hire based on our current numbers. We can always increase. We don't want to overhire. And ratios change. And I want to go into childcare ratios, but ratios change depending on the age of the child.
Anyone else? Okay. All in favor of 6W, the job descriptions as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. Okay, the moment we've been waiting for, 6X. Okay, I'd like to get a motion for the approval of 6X. This is the first reading and the approval of Neola policies, so these were technical corrections. So I'd like to get the motion for the approval of these, or to vote on the approval of these.
Second.
Dr. Moore.
So the technical corrections are things like, maybe there's a comma missing, maybe there's a word that's misspelled. So it's really not changing the policy as a whole. It's a spelling error, just to make sure we, the public understands too what a technical correction is. So the first policy, 1662.01, threatening and or intimidating behavior towards staff members. Updates and clarifies procedures related to addressing threatening, intimidating, or harassing behavior directed towards staff members by individuals interacting with the school corporation. Policy 3121, personal background check references and mandatory reporting. Provides clarification regarding employee background checks, reference verification procedures, and mandatory reporting requirements for school personnel. Policy 3362.01, threatening and or intimidating behavior toward staff members, updates policies applicable to professional staff concerning reporting and responding to threatening or intimidating conduct toward employees. Policy 4361, threatening or intimidating behavior toward staff members, aligns support staff procedures with corporation expectations regarding threats, harassment, or intimidation directed toward staff members. Policy 5111, determination of legal settlement and eligibility for enrollment of students without legal settlement in the corporation of Indiana residency, clarifies residency requirements, enrollment eligibility, and documentation needed to establish Indiana residency for student enrollment purposes. Policy 5210, health services, updates language related to student health services, ensuring compliance with current state requirements and health practices.
Only turns down these technical corrections.
So we work with Neola. That's who we have had a contract with for many years. And so I meet with, our person is Dan Seastang, former superintendent of Frontier. And we sit down for hours and go through this together. So he works with the company and then works with me and we go through everything. Good question.
I'm sure they'd let you sit in.
Yeah, I mean, I sit down for a couple, it is hours. You let me know.
Maybe next year.
Especially with Dan.
Okay, so, anybody have any questions or comments? These policies here basically just have those technical corrections and we're just approving those tonight, if you don't have any other questions. Okay, all in favor of all policies under 6X, this was the first reading and the approval, say aye. Aye. Opposed? All right, motion carries. Okay, now I just need to get a motion to hear the first reading for 6Y. We have several more policies here, so I'd like to get a motion to hear the first reading of these Neola policies presented.
Okay.
Dr. Moore.
All right, policy 100, definitions. It's revised. Updates key policy definitions to ensure consistency with current state law and other board policies. Policy 151, organizational meeting revised. Revises procedures governing the board's annual organizational meeting, including officer elections and organizational responsibilities.
I had a question. I think we should be doing that on the finance committee. Don't we be the finance?
This is the annual organizational meeting, not the finance meeting.
Is there something in there with the finance committee?
It could be a separate policy, but I do not have that policy handy, but I'm sure I could find it.
Well, I just want to make sure that we get
It's not the same.
Good question. And those are two meetings that happen right in the new year. Policy 1220, employment of the superintendent. Updates provisions related to the employment, evaluation, and contract administration of the superintendent. Policy 1520.08, employment of personnel for extracurricular activities, it's revised. Clarifies hiring requirements and expectations for coaches, sponsors, and other extracurricular personnel. And please just stop me if you have a question. Policy 1623, section 50488, prohibition against disability discrimination in employment, revised. Ensures compliance with federal disability discrimination laws regarding employment practices and accommodations. Policy 2221, mandatory curriculum, revised. Updates required instructional programs and curriculum requirements to align with Indiana law and state board requirements. Policy 3120.02, adjunct teachers, revised. Revises qualifications, responsibilities, and employment provisions for adjunct teachers. Policy 3120.08, employment of personnel for extracurricular activities, revised. Updates requirements for certificated staff serving in extracurricular assignments. Policy 3123, section 50488, prohibition against disability discrimination in employment, revised. Aligns professional staff employment practices with federal disability non-discrimination requirements. Policy 3131, reduction in force, RIF, and certified staff revised. Updates procedures and criteria used when reducing certified staffing levels due to financial or organizational needs. Policy 3139, staff discipline, revised. Clarifies disciplinary procedures and expectations for professional employees. Policy 3142, cancellation of a teaching contract, revised. Updates circumstances and procedures under which a teaching contract may be canceled. Policy 3220, staff evaluation, revised. aligns employee evaluation procedures with current state requirements and best practices. Policy 3220.02, supplemental payments for teachers, updates provisions governing teacher stipends, supplemental compensation, and additional pay opportunities. Questions? Policy 3430, leaves of absence, revises employee leave provisions, including statutory and corporation approved leave options. Policy 4120.08, employment of personnel for extracurricular activities, revised, updates hiring and employment expectations for support staff serving in extracurricular roles. Policy 4123, section 504, ADA prohibition against disability discrimination in employment, revised, ensure support staff employment practices comply with disability discrimination protections. Policy 4150, disciplinary actions, it's a replacement, replaces the existing policy with updated procedures governing disciplinary actions involving support staff. Policy 5136R, personal communication devices, replacement, provides updated administrative guidelines governing student use of cell phones and personal communication devices. Policy 5136.01, personal electronic equipment other than personal communication devices, revised. Updates expectations regarding student possession and use of electronic devices other than communication devices. Policy 5462, retaking a class, revised. Clarifies requirements and procedures for students wishing to retake courses for credit or grade involvement. Policy 5540, the schools and law enforcement agencies, revised. Updates protocols governing collaboration and information sharing between schools and law enforcement agencies. Policy 5600, student discipline, revised. Aligns student discipline procedures with current Indiana law and corporation expectations for student conduct. Policy 5840, criminal organizations and criminal organization activity, rescind, removes this standalone policy with applicable provisions incorporated into other student conduct and discipline policies. Policy 6109, acceptance of payment by credit card, new. Establishes procedures and controls for accepting credit card payments for school corporation transactions. Policy 6152, student fees and charges, revised, updates guidelines regarding fees, charges, waivers, and permissible student cost. Policy 6325, procurement, federal grant funds, revised, aligns purchasing and procurement procedures with federal grant management and compliance requirements. Policy 7420, hygienic management, revised, updates requirements to sanitation, hygiene, and health-related facility practices. Policy 7541, electronic data processing disaster recovery plan, rescind, removes the standalone policy with disaster recovery and technology requirements that are addressed elsewhere. Policy 8120, volunteers, revised, updates volunteer expectations, screening requirements, and supervision procedures. Policy 8300, continuity of organizational operations plan, revised, strengthens requirements for maintaining essential operations during emergencies or disruptions. Policy 8305, information security, revised, updates cybersecurity, data protection, and information security requirements for the corporation. Policy 8400, school safety information, revised, revises procedures related to the protection, handling, and disclosure of school safety information. Policy 8455, code training, references, and IHSAA reporting, revised, updates training, background check, reference verification, and reporting requirements for athletic coaches. Policy 8462, child abuse and neglect, revised, aligns reporting procedures and staff responsibilities with current child abuse and neglect laws. Policy 8510, wellness, revised, updates the corporation wellness policy, including nutrition, physical activity, and student health initiatives. And I just want to say, just so everybody knows that the board receives like the full policies with all the edits, all the additions from the company, from Dan Seasting, from our conversations, the hours that we spend meeting. I also consult, like I consulted with Dana about when we can retake a course. So double check with the staff that the policies are pertinent to. I checked with Chip for our policies about athletics. I checked with Joe for our policies about technology. I checked with our admin team about the discipline in the handbooks. So it is a very thorough process where we try to make sure that even our handbooks, our student handbooks are in alignment with the things that we're doing, our procedures are matching. So this is a very intense, time-consuming process that we really want to make sure is done right. So I appreciate everybody's involvement with making sure our policies are where they need to be.
All right, thank you.
Oh,
I was waiting on someone to share it.
45 of them, you deserve.
She did that
Oh,
very
thank you.
well.
Hey, I summarized these to get us through. So.
Yeah, and, you know, and it is, you know, I want to say we do see these and we do zip through these at a meeting, but she's put in more time than we can imagine on going through these policies. So, but yeah, we have option to look at all these and make sure these choices were made properly. So, okay, so we will not be voting on 6Y. That was just the first reading. We will see these next month to vote on. Okay. That is rounding out new business. We do have a donation and a thank you. J&K Watson Enterprises for a monetary donation to the FFA ECA. Did you have any more information on that?
No.
Okay. So we do want to thank them. Once again, donations are, you know, a lot of how things happen outside of what these entities are funded with. So we do want to thank anybody that donates. And also the Carroll County Sheriff's Department again for the car. Sounds like we're going to be getting close to utilizing it, get some lettering on the side of it, and get it all looking nice. So that'll be great. Okay, future dates. Excuse me, we do have the July 20th, 2026 school board meeting. That's 6:30. That will be here again due to construction. So we just want to make sure that everybody knows we will not be in the middle school library. What's that?
First week.
And this is also the third week of July. We always move that back. So just so you know, it won't be the second Monday, it'll be the third Monday. Same time, right here. Did anybody have any other dates that may have popped up or things you know about that you want to announce? Okay. All right, then that rounds us out to the board comments. Mr. Schwarzkopf.
Okay. Thank you to all of you that have attended here today. We appreciate you guys coming, even though school, well, some people's school's out, some people's not. Thank you, Dr. Moore, for going through the readings. It takes a long time, I know, and it does take a lot of time, and it's never ending. That's the part that maybe is a little bit disappointing that we don't get to have a break from it, but we know also it has to. Andrea, thank you for what you guys do, you and Michelle. You're always behind the scenes, but never get enough thank yous, I know that, so thank you. Thank you for doing what you do. Hope you enjoy your vacation time next month. I got the simple help.
You really did. I want to start off with just a thank you and to Troy Hauser for his years of service at Delphi and wish him well in his retirement. Congratulations, Ms. Shiflett. We are excited about you being our new principal at the elementary school. Graduation did go very well. The guidance department did a fantastic job. That's a lot of organization, a lot of work, and it went off without a hitch. And I did like the video board. I was dumb enough to not recognize till about halfway through that what I was studying on the program was right there, and I could read it easier than the program. So that was very nice. Teacher of the Year, I happened to see Jody Denison's banner, and it made me think about the banners. We have really such an excellent program with Mrs. Pickering that's able to print those and share the accomplishments and the academic Super Bowl teams up there, and the CNAs that got recognized. I just thought, that's really a neat thing that we do that and are able to recognize it. But also, I was thinking about the building Teachers of the Year. Will we be recognizing them as well? Because that happens, right? Each building selected their Teacher of the Year already for.
We did. We recognized them during the last day with the staff breakfast, and we did. We recognized.
So probably ought to be online so that the community can be aware of that, because I was trying to find out who it was. So that way, and maybe you sent it to us also, and I missed it. But anyway, that's another group that really should be recognized in a big way. The State of the School meeting, the Carroll County State of the Schools meeting, first time I've been able to go. I think maybe the first time we've been invited to go, I'm not sure. But Dr. Moore did an excellent job of representing our corporation, making the presentation. Really, I just felt like we've got so much good stuff going on, and to be able to share it with our entire, the chamber, the business community, especially the Child Care Center, and what that's going to do for them and this community is really good stuff, as well as our own corporation and our students and our teachers. So I just wanted to acknowledge that. That was really a nice event. A thank you to the Watsons on their donation, VCA for the FFA. They do a lot for our community, a lot of donations. I just want to give them a shout out as well. But other than that, I hope everybody has a great summer, and we're off and rolling. Lots of good things going on around here already. So excited to see what August looks like.
Ms. Mills.
Well, echo some of Gil's. I do agree. Graduation seems like it was a lifetime ago, but congratulations for all the seniors. It really was such a smooth event. I think it was great to see all those kids walk across the stage. I saw lots of posts about the video boards too. I think that was a hit with families to be able to see and how engaging that was. So I love that. It's a good reminder of what we're doing every day here for when you see big moments like that. So it's great. Congratulations, Brandy. I'm so excited for you. See what you do at the elementary school. I think that is so great. And I think your work at each building hasn't gone unrecognized. So really, really happy that you are here and moving into that role. And then I'm just really excited about all the progress that's happening around here within the schools. I'm excited to see more of the visible work that we're doing and approving, including the Child Care Center. I think those, the community buzz around that, I've heard a lot of positivity. I think getting the rates out there is going to be even more meaningful for people to really see what that's going to be like and how it can benefit them. So I appreciate all the work that you've done to get all of those things going and really leaning in from a community perspective.
Mr. Strasser.
Yes, I too want to congratulate Brandy and looking forward to you at the elementary building. It'll be exciting for you, that's for sure. The new childhood, the little oracle, that is a big deal. And, thank you for bringing that to our table. And I think it's going to do us well for a lot of years. And I'm looking forward to seeing all of the improvements that we're getting.
Mr. Priest.
I want to thank everyone who's worked toward our successful graduation ceremonies and planning. I know it's a lot of work on the guidance department to get that ready. I don't know what you're going to do next year when you got to turn around 1 day or 2 days.
You should all give Jessica lots of preps before she's got seniors that year.
Well, I know how much work that's going to be for you. Good luck on that. Congratulations, Brandy, for your promotion to new principal. Appreciate all the, it's got to be boring work Dr. Moore does on those deals. It needs to be done. Actually, I have read through most of it all. I know that it has to be there. I know it's a lot of work. I think Chip put on, I think I read 19 softball games in 11 days this spring, which was a major accomplishment. Probably up to 90 hours a week now, at least. He's done a good job. And I really like seeing all the summer construction going on, the improvements to it. Just making Delphi High School.
Mr. Nick.
Once again, I'd like to thank and congratulate Brandy on her promotion to principal. And, I hope everything runs smoothly down there. I'm going to have 3 coming through there, so be prepared.
Thanks for the warning.
Good luck to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, the best is yet to come. And
I hope they're not
Dr. Moore, I
listening.
hope you don't take any of those Neola policies with you to Hawaii. I hope you spend time just decompressing and enjoying yourself and have a few Mai Tais. And I'd like to say time about, say something about Troy Hauser. It's always been fun seeing Troy in the building. I'm gonna miss seeing him and always teasing him and giving him a hard time. He's a great little guy. And he's been a pleasure to be here at the school. And we still got a couple more about like him that's still here. So anyway, I'm gonna miss seeing Troy around. And I think that's about it. I hope everyone has a good summer vacation. And Laura, I hope everything goes well on that electric bus down there. We kind of stuck you with that, so. And that's all I have.
All right, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I think the key here is we do have some retirements and resignations, and we're always very thankful for the time that we've had with those people. Whether they're short stints or longer stints, we're always grateful for the time that, that helps make us better. We do have several new hires coming in here, as well as Brandy's promotion to kind of take over that elementary school. But I think the excitement of some of these recommendations, whether it be the high school English teacher or the new counselor at the middle school, excuse me, those are things that really are exciting for the staff to know that they've got new talented help coming in, even though they've had some voids where someone has left. So that's really exciting, and I guess I'm just always excited to see that new potential talent that gives us another step ahead. We kind of talked earlier a little bit about dual credit courses and things. I know that's been a question in the community where there's people that think we don't even offer dual credit courses. So I just challenge anybody in the community, or if you hear that, to make sure you tell our story, that people do know that, we offer those extra classes, those challenging classes, the ones that those high learners strive for. So I do think that that's important, that we are conveying our story, even with the the spring newsletter and things like that. But it takes us too. Some people don't read those newsletters, and we know that. But if we can get it to where most of them do, and then we can tell our story, that helps. So anyway, thank you to everybody that's put in. Chris, always the work of getting quotes and getting ready to do that bathroom down there. That'll be nice. I actually heard that a while back someone cut their hand on the door down there or something. So those are things that we know need fixed. So that's great to see that we're getting to that point. Other than that, I hope everybody has a good summer. We're off to nice warm weather and evidently rain. So we'll take what we get with it. So at this point, I just need one more motion, and that is for adjournment.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, meeting adjourned. Thank you, everyone.